Very good afternoon, ma'am. First of all, let me extend you a very hearty welcome on behalf of Collegedunia. Thank you so much for sparing your precious time to be a part of the Thoughts on Education initiative by Collegedunia.
Yes.
So, ma'am, we'll get straight to the interview with a small introduction of yourself.
Okay. So you want me to do the introduction?
Ma'am, preferably. Who best to do that?
Okay. So I did my MBA from Pune University many years ago, almost 2.5 decades ago. And then I joined the industry. I joined ORG Marg. It's now taken over by AC Nielsen. And I worked in the industry for quite a few years. And then I got into education, SCMHRD. And I've worked with AC Nielsen and then with the Hero Group, Hero Corporate Services Limited. And then I've got more than 1.5 decades now of experience with education and all of it with SCMHRD.
Right, ma'am.
In a full-time capacity. I've been the director of SCMHRD for the last 7.5 years now.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, it's been a very long time in the education sector and you held key positions with SCMHRD as well. According to you, what are the key factors that you can keep you connected to the education sector?
So research, training and consulting are areas of interest for me.
Right.
What keeps me connected to SCMHRD? I've seen this place grow from strength to strength. We were in the city of Pune, in Atur Center, on just 2 floors and just, a couple of classrooms and things like that. From there to this sprawling campus that you see behind me, we've moved here. Now we've been here since 2002. So I have seen this institution grow up. Education is an area that I really like, higher education particularly, because that's where I've been. And the energy of the students, the kind of newer and different perspectives that they bring, even to my life. So I think I've learned a lot because of being with the students and understanding every batch, has been different. And what keeps me connected to SCMHRD is just, I like the vibe of the place. I like the spirit. I like the learning atmosphere. I have a fantastic team, all the staff, all the faculty. The students are great, very different, and so when I think of the most notable students that I know of, I can say that there are students from students who are singers, who are actors, who are professional horse trainers, who are IAS officers, who are journalists, who are painters, who are all different, apart from, of course, corporate and whatever. So there's just all different kinds of people. And I think this kind of a variety is what keeps me attached to the institution.
All right, ma'am. Wonderful insights, actually. Ma'am, so being the director of SCMHRD, ma'am, what would you say is your philosophy of leadership? I mean, how would you describe your leadership style?
I don't know. I have really never gotten into that kind of a detail, but I feel that if you can give an environment where people like what they do or something that they enjoy doing, then they will excel automatically. They will not need too much supervision. They will be self-motivated to ensure that all the tasks get done the way they are required to be done. So my style is that you find your place and then you do that task to the best of your ability. I don't know technically what it is called, but I think letting people do what they like to do is my style.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, so being the director of SCMHRD, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for the marketing and administration of the school?
Okay, so what is the new program we will do? What is it that we need to look at differently? So in my tenure, one of the two significant or three significant things, in my opinion, that I have focused on and concentrated on, because that is a need of the hour right now. The first, of course, has been to gain some international traction. Okay, so in 2010, 11, I think 11, 12, when I was a faculty at SCMHRD, I embarked on the journey of AACSB, which is the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. It's a US-based quality assurance accreditation agency, and it's more than 100 years old. Some of the best B schools in the world, including the Harvards and Stanfords of this world, are accredited by it. And so we embarked on that journey then. So for me, the key priority was to benchmark the practices that we have against some of the best in the world. Okay, because you can do your task to the best of your ability, but how do I know if what I think is the best for SCMHRD or not? Okay, you may be better than the neighborhood B school, but then that's not how far you want to go. Today, the world is the neighborhood. And so one of the first tasks that I embarked upon was internationalization and getting international accreditation by an approved quality assurance agency. So that's what we started on, and we happy to say that it took us many years, 5 years, and plenty of reviews and reports, and we're the 14th one among 14 B schools in the country to be AACSB accredited, which also opens the doors for international ranking by FT or Times Higher or QS. All the world rankings require a business school to be accredited either by ACSB or EQUIS. So that was the first thing. The second thing, and that is a need of the hour. I mean, what is it that business schools require? So today, if you look at the NIRF ranking, if you look at the NAC ranking per se, NAC accreditation, all of these are based on certain principles that have been followed by AACSB for many years. So we simply got onto that bandwagon. NAC, on the other hand, is a more process-centric. So it's data-centric, whereas AACSB concentrates on helping you to improve through the process, right? So it enables you to, or it tells you, okay, do this. Then they have a set of deans there. We have a mentor there who reviews our report, sees it and says, well, change this, change that, modify this. All of these things are done, right? So they do a lot of hand-holding, which helped. So again, it was market-driven. The second thing that we did was we were running a program in business analytics, a diploma, since 2009. And, from 14 onwards, the thought started. I took over in 13, in fact, in July of 2013. And I realized that there is lots that the market needs. There is a lot of things that the market requires, industry requires from our students. And sometimes you can inbuild those courses into the regular MBA curriculum. Sometimes you need a completely different and new program. And we started off with a PG, full-time PG program in business analytics in 15. And then from 17 onwards, it has converted into an MBA. I'm glad to say that it's the newest kid on the block, but the hottest kid of the block. Been doing really well. The students are great. The placements are great. The companies have shown a fabulous response. For just 30 and now 60 seats, not more than once the merit list moves. So most people take admission into the course. So it's doing really, really well. And the third important thing that one did was one realized that social media presence and social media marketing has become a crucial thing. So as of 2014, we went into overdrive with respect to being present socially. We were not present socially, not significantly, very fragmented. So we've pulled all of that together. And today I can say that, we are in a socially relevant and visible place. So how do we decide? And I'm saying clearly, this is we, right? So SCMHRD is we, a lot of us together. Each and every stakeholder has a say in what we are going to do. And it's largely driven by the market. The way the businesses are moving, the way the organizations are moving, we try and move in the same direction. We keep pace. We need to be seen where they are. And that has been our endeavor in all these years.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, you happen to mention that data analysis has become a crucial part of today's industry. Ma'am, may I ask you, additionally, how does the curriculum of SCMHRD ensure the best practice of the industry, or how do you get your students industry ready?
This is something we've been doing in all our programs. So not just the MBA. So we've got four programs, in fact. All the four are MBAs. 3 are full-time, 1 is part-time, MBA executive, of course. So the 3 full-time programs, one is our flagship program, which is 27 years old, MBA, which is a general MBA. And we have areas in all of that, which is finance, HR, marketing, operations, strategy, innovation, entrepreneurship, etc. Then we have an MBA in infrastructure development and management. Now, this is physical infrastructure, and that program is really dear to me because they've done some really fantastic work. So, when the Smart City program was launched by the Ministry of Urban Development way back in 2016, 15-16, okay? Pune was second. Bhubaneswar was first, Pune was second. And, proud to say that our entire batch of 15-17 MBA of infrastructure batch worked with the Pune Municipal Corporation and McKinsey to design the Pune Smart City Vision document. And thereafter, the subsequent batches have been involved in implementation of the Smart City plan. And since then, we started on a practice of live projects. Okay, so today, our students do more than 2 live projects. This is over and above the summer internship every year. Okay, so through that 2-year program, they will do 1 summer internship, they will do 2 live projects, and this is true for across the programs. And so I'll come to what you were asking about business analytics. How do you keep them relevant? Now, this relevance, so management is in that sense a science. You need to practice, right? The practice comes only through live projects. You may teach concepts in class, you may do simulations, you may do capstone, you may do case studies, but nothing like actually going on the field, on the road, and trying to sell a soap or manage an HRIR crisis. So we've been trying to put our students on the field in terms of implementing various projects. How is analytics different? How do we keep the whole thing current? Almost entirely the course is taught by practitioners. It has been designed by practitioners, and they do projects all the time directly with the industry. Some of them convert into placement, some of them don't, but it most certainly aids in placement. So that's how we've kept it relevant. Of course, every year we will do a curriculum revision for all programs. But for analytics, it's cutting edge. In 6 months also things can change. But certain basics remain the same. So they would be doing Python programming, they would be doing, things like Hadoop. We have set up a cloud on our campus, and they can work directly on big data and on the cloud on the campus itself. So is it relevant? Is it the latest? Yes, it is. Whatever industry is using, that is what we are using here to teach the curriculum.
Right, ma'am. Really heartening to hear how the students are not just industry ready, but also with a big impact. Ma'am, so moving on to the next question. Ma'am, what is your opinion on the new education policy of 2020, and how do you think it will benefit the students to become corporate ready?
So it dramatically alters the education landscape, but it's a reform that was much needed. It's going to cause a lot of ruffled feathers, but it is for the better. Anything which is so path-breaking tends to be a little unsettling for a lot of people. Likewise, it's going to be unsettling for a lot of people. But is it going to benefit the students? Yes, greatly. Because, the gross enrollment ratio today on an average in India is about 27%, thereabouts. And by 2035, the government wishes to move it to 50%. Now, it's a tall order. The gross enrollment ratio essentially is the number of people in the 12th standard that will enroll for higher education. Okay, so we are looking at GR only for HE, since that's what I'm concerned with. Now, when you want to move those people over there, a lot of times in the past, a lot of our friends, I'm sure, did 2 years of their degree. And because they could not give a couple of papers in the final year, they are not graduates. In fact, they are nothing, they're just 12th pass. Now, that is what the government has corrected. And what they've done is they've said, you do 1 year, you will get a certificate. You do 2 years, you'll get a diploma. You do 3 years, you'll get a degree. You do 4 years, you'll get a degree with research, which is similar to what is, there in the Western countries. That is one, which means the master's program becomes 1 year. Okay. So the students will be able to hit the industry quicker, will become employable quicker. It is going to put a lot of pressure on the higher education institutions to now deliver beyond the program. Okay, deliver on employability. Some latest rankings have come out. In fact, I was reading in the Times of India yesterday that, India is becoming a hot destination, and that it's among the top 14 or 15 in the world in terms of providing employable skills. So after the rant about employability and that higher education institutions in India are not able to provide employable graduates, it was heartening to see that a lot of the higher education industry today is able to deliver on employability. And students only join those institutions which are able to deliver on employability. So I think what the government has done is it has put the onus on the higher education institutions to not just deliver a degree or a diploma or certificate, as the case may be, but also to deliver employability along with it. And the second is given the flexibility to the student to be able to, okay, this year I can do 1 year. Okay, then I'll work for a couple of years and then I'll come back again. Right. Another great thing about the new education policy is the credit bank. So I can do certain courses from my home institution, and let's say there are 4 or 5 courses that I really like from some other place. I can do it from there, and on a comprehensive level, I will get a degree based on the total number of credits that I'll go through. So degree, diploma, or certificate. I think it's revolutionary. I think it's great. The government is also preparing plans to roll it out, ensure that it becomes operational by 22. I think that's what is their plan. So, full marks, I think the students will be greatly benefited. Right. A lot of flexibility, a lot of economy, ability to, learn and earn, and all of those things will get facilitated because of the new education.
Right, ma'am. Deep insights, and ma'am, I'm sure the students will also be really motivated to, hear such insights from a personality like you. Ma'am, so moving on to another question, ma'am, what do you think will be the biggest challenges for the higher education sector in general, and for SCMHRD specifically?
The challenges are many. There is a whole bunch of higher education institutions that are doing well. We have IIMs to contend with. You have now the IITs that are also starting humanities courses, which includes MBA and BBA kind of things. You also have the NITs that are setting up humanities departments. So humanities and liberal arts are going to become really the in thing now. And these are challenges that we have to contend with. So the bread and butter courses like a BA, BCom, MBA or a BA there's going to be a pressure on them that you just can't simply deliver a degree and then hope that the students, which means just a BA would probably never get you a job, maybe even 10 years ago. But today it's not the case. If you do BA from a good place, you will get an opportunity, you will get a job. So those are the kind of challenges that the higher education industry faces in general. And the MBA schools have to really, SCMHRD, the reason why one got into AACSB accreditation is because if you want to get into international rankings, you have to have either EQUIS or AACSB, one of those two things. And it's a long journey. It's not something that I think that, yes, I want to get into international rankings today and I can enter it in the next immediate year. No, you can't. Okay, AACSB and EQUIS both take between 4 to 6 years, sometimes even 7 years, and they're very particular about what they demand and what they need. And so, if you want to get onto the trajectory, the global trajectory, then it's very important that you focus right from the beginning. And it's not an easy path. So education per se, there is no quick fix here. Your cycle time is minimum 2 years, 3 years. So you will see any major impact only in 2-3 years. What I teach the student today, he will hit the marketplace in 2 years, and the market will realize and see the result in another year from there, minimum. And when they hit the marketplace, they're very junior. So it takes 2-3 years for that. So, if I make a change in the program today, most likely I will see the impact only, perceptually I will see the impact earlier, but actually, literally, I will see the impact only after 4 years. And so there are no quick fixes in higher education. And you can't suddenly wake up one day and say, okay, now I will get into world class. So these are challenges that we have to face. We are at it. I'm glad to say that we got into the long and arduous journey with AACSB. We are happy where we have reached. And we hope to go further. Are there challenges? Plenty. Are we prepared? Yes. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it impossible? No. Can we get there? I'm fairly certain. Give us a couple of years and we'll be there.
Right, ma'am. Absolutely. Ma'am, so before we wind up this interview, ma'am, one final question. So any suggestions or advice that you would like to give to the current youth and to the aspiring students?
I think the young generation today is very smart, very intelligent, very aware, very connected. However, they are looking for quick fix remedies, instant gratification. Unfortunately, life isn't about instant gratification. You really have to work hard. You have to, I've got two things to tell. One is hard work is never ever wasted. Never ever wasted. You work hard on something today, you study a lot of something today. Believe me, dunya goal hai. At some point in time, it comes back to you. Okay, it comes back to help you. If you do bad, it will come back. But if you do good, it will come back as well. That's one. So keep at it. Don't give up on that. And very importantly, today there are so many avenues. You don't have to just do an MBA, you know. You can do an MA, you do an MCom, you do liberal arts. Try something else. Become an artist. Anything is possible, and you can make a decent living by doing what you enjoy. And believe me, if you enjoy something that you are doing, then it'll be easier to convert that into your career, because day in and day out you're doing something that you enjoy. Yes, there is going to be a 20% slack everywhere. There is going to be some things in your job that you don't enjoy and you don't like to do. But when the large part of it is something that you are happy doing, then you should go ahead and do it. Don't do engineering because everybody is doing it. Don't do MBA because you'll get a fat salary package. You never know. You never know. You may be able to get a good package from somewhere else as well. So those are some of the things I think we must all remember and we must all be aware of. And it's a bright generation. I just feel that they should work hard and do what you enjoy.
Right, ma'am. Really great advice, and I'm sure it's quite the need of the hour as well. So, ma'am, thank you so much for sparing your time for the Thoughts on Education.
Thanks, Jobin, for giving me this opportunity to speak with students.
Right, ma'am. And I'm sure the aspiring students will find your insights deeply motivating and aspirational. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks, Jobin. Thanks.